What's up, Dance Fam? We are back again with another episode of the session. I think we're on episode 31. We're doing pretty good.
Ooh.
Actually been consistent this time.
Pretty well good. Then.
Yeah. As always, I'm your host, Russ Santos, aka Lock and Robin, and today we got a pretty good episode. We're going to be reviewing a video suggested by one of you guys or ladies. But with us, as always, we have Fel Justin Cortez.
Hello.
What's up? And Eser Valencia, back again.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
Been a while, 2 weeks.
Been a long time.
Shouldn't have
left Step 2?
Uh-oh.
Didn't mean to step
We
two.
should review that instead.
That was a good video, too.
Aaliyah, rest in peace.
Oh, man.
So today, we're going to be reviewing a video suggested. Well, Kaycee Rice was suggested for us to do like reaction videos. And I mentioned before, we're not very good at reaction videos.
Yeah.
Just because we've seen so many.
We just do this. That's it.
We've seen so many, so we anticipate a lot of things.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to react enough to for a video to happen. Otherwise, you'll literally see us just staring and not saying anything, and with occasional ooh.
Yeah. Like here and there, you just be like, oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But the video that we chose was of course, Kaycee Rice video. Kaycee Rice and Bailey Holt, Gumball, Choreo by Zoi, and a last name that I am not sure how to pronounce.
Let me give this a shot.
It's Greek, I'm pretty
Is
sure.
it Greek?
Let's take a look.
Tatopoulos?
Tatopoulos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zoi Tatopoulos.
All right.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, it's like Katsopoulos. Like, you know,
Okay.
hey.
Jesse
Jesse Katsopoulos. There you go. Full house.
And then after that, we'll talk about one topic that goes along with this video. How does the type or style of the music or the song affect the performance and or choreography? And then I guess generalize it. You can apply that to anything you dance to, really, how it should affect you. So it might be a quick episode, but
Yeah, let's hope.
I don't
Just kidding.
one can only hope. But anyway, let's get into it. So, first things first, the video review. Kaycee and Rice, Bailey Holt, Gumball, Choreo by Zoi Tatopoulos. Suggested. Oh my goodness. Is that your Gumball?
Gumball.
It's not like that at
It's not
first.
like
It's like
Yeah.
knocking against your teeth.
I don't know. This is how I chew my gumball.
Oh,
You have strong teeth. Just chew it right away.
you don't chew at the front of your teeth?
No, and I don't squeeze it through my front teeth either.
The video was suggested. Well, to do Kaycee Rice reviews or reactions was suggested by Steph Mells. So thank you for the suggestion in the comment. This video is a pretty old one. To be honest, I didn't really choose one just because I liked it. I chose the first one. I saw when I typed in Kaycee Rice, Zoi Tatopoulos. But this is 2 years old, March 2016, I think. So Kaycee Rice would have been like 13, 12, 13, or something like that. I think she's 15 now, 15 or 16 now. So somewhere in that range.
Jeez.
Wow.
In the description, it says that both Kaycee and Bailey competed together since they were 5 or 6. So this was not their first rodeo together. And that this set or performance or piece, won first place at a bunch of competitions that season. So they wanted to put this on video just to let everyone else see it, pretty much. And deserves it. I think deserves a video for sure.
Absolutely.
Justin, I think you were most impressed by this video.
I was honestly I think just because I have a background in contemporary and modern, not not to the level or degree that these dancers are, but I kind of grew up watching this. My sister competed; she did competitive dance, and then I got into it in college or later on and everything. And I thought the technique, the way that they move, is just so fascinating, and their level of control throughout each movement that they do is just. It's unreal. Yeah, they did stuff that I was like, "Holy crap!"
Like straight hitting that
right out of their turns.
Yeah, that pose right out of the turn.
Jeez, turning in general it's difficult to get down, but then to stop with the kind of control that they had was just I was blown away.
Yeah, and you have to spot well enough.
Yep.
So that you know where you want to stop, pretty much, or even know which way is forward.
Yep.
And the fact that they both can do it is awesome.
Together, it definitely looked like they've been competing or like dancing together for a long time. They know how the other moves. So,
Eser, what did you think about this video?
I thought it was very incredible as well. Overall the video itself set a great mood along with the choice of song, and then because it did definitely just engage me just focusing on them rather than what's happening in the background. But it was incredible. Like, again, I have to agree with some of those turns that they were doing. Like, it was just spot on with the music. Like, it wasn't early or even just a smidge late. They were just precise about it.
Exactly.
Like, I understand how good they are. Like, just watching it, and it takes a lot of training. Like, you can definitely tell how much they've worked on that, and it rightfully so does deserve a spot in like just placing like in competitions as it was. So
I'm not surprised it's the first one you found too, because I mean it's probably by like how popular the video was.
That's true.
And it didn't come across to me like typical like kind of contemporary music, it was just like,
I mean, I think that's actually the definition of contemporary music, to be honest.
Like abstract.
Like, it's different. Like
absolutely. But at the same time, as I was watching it and listening to the music, I felt like just even a popper could be doing something to it too.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah,
easily.
that was very true. Very true.
I forget what I was gonna say. So I remember it's called Gumball. Like they called it Gumball. It's a pretty good name for what they did.
It really was.
What came first, the name of the piece or the choreography?
I know.
Chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
But like, if it definitely fits. Like you can, for me, when I hear or when I read the name Gumball and I see this piece, I think about remember those old school quarter machines, like you would see like Blockbuster or something. Wow, I'm really dating myself. Saying Blockbuster.
No, not at all, man. No.
You put the quarter in, the gumball comes down, swirls down.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's exactly what I'm thinking with this piece. Kind of like clinking around the whole machine, trying to get your gumball out.
It's like they are the mechanisms to get your gumball
out.
Right.
And you can kind of see like the back and forth movement between the two. Occasional unison, but more often than not, they're interacting with each other and complementing each other and going back and forth and whatnot. So it's really cool. And the fact that this is 2 years ago, Kaycee, and like
I know,
2 years younger than what we remember now or what we know now, is pretty spectacular.
Oh my gosh!
So to reference like our previous video that we did, I'm starting to see why like someone like Kyle would say that someone like Kaycee is kind of the future of dance.
Yeah.
Because she's just like all around a fantastic dancer.
Sure.
I mean, it's the first time I've actually seen this side of her to this level, and I was like, oh. That's it. I don't have a word for it. She's phenomenal.
She disgusts me.
In
all the best ways.
In the best ways. Absolutely.
It's crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, these are the kids, and Annie mentioned it last time. These are the kids who, and she's one of them. Annie herself these are the kids that started at probably like 3 maybe or something like that, and just keep dancing for the rest of their life. So they're kind of bred into this, lifestyle. Not really, because it's more studio.
Yeah.
But like this culture, I guess you could say. Talking more about the video, you can definitely tell that these are studio kids just by what they're wearing. Very studio-esque.
It's cool as like
outfits.
It's like their abs, like the costume.
Oh yeah.
It's like specifically supposed to highlight just abs,
and just see their spines like bend all the way around.
Abs, back, and legs.
Yeah,
just all over the place, contorting in all kinds of crazy ways. You were pretty disgusted by that last move, where they get up, forward, backward.
It's like a toe rise.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what it is.
Not disgusted. That's kind of a strong word. Just
creeped out.
They're like I used to be able to do that.
Yeah, I remember.
And like now that when I think about my feet curling like that, like I look at it, I'm like, that's gonna cramp. Like which is like obviously like I'm older now, but It's like, you know, I've always envied the contemporary or the even just ballet dancers or modern dancers that have perfect pointed feet, like that flexibility that they like have trained all their lives, and strength, yeah, that they can stand on it, like
incredible.
It's man, like,
again, disgusting. Right?
In the best way
possible.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not using that in a negative connotation at all.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that they stall their rise when they do the toe rise is like, I'm just like, man, they're still like coming up, but they're like,
I'm good at body rolls.
Yeah.
But
you all need to see them.
That
maybe one day.
What they do or what they did is nuts. Like,
yeah,
it's like the full body, but like, I mean, they're on their stomachs, right?
Yeah,
and then they get up that way.
Yeah, they kind of
they push themselves up.
They kind of come to their knees a little bit and everything.
Right. Yeah. But fluid, very fluid.
Very.
Just
gosh,
just incredible strength all around with from like these tiny bodies. I'm like, wow, what is your training regimen like? Dude, it's crazy.
They have
daily.
Well, they have contortion classes
that
help with like flexibility. Like they have the contortion walls and everything. I've seen them at my old studio, and that's just how they train. Like flexibility is like just as much as learning their choreography, and that's the more places you can reach, the better the dancer you can be. Apparently,
incredible.
It's like having more things in your arsenal that you can pull from.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't do that.
I think we always compare ourselves to that.
I can barely touch my toes. In my best days, like in my heyday.
Oh, this is what I can touch my toes, but I can't do an What is it, Applejack?
Applejack,
I can't reach behind myself.
Well, that's two things I can't do.
Fair.
Both? You can't do either?
I can still touch my toes.
That's right, you couldn't do Applejack either.
On some days.
I can touch it, but like, I can tap it and then get up.
He taps
like,
it.
I can't just go down and just touch it and just stay there.
Yeah.
No.
Go pull something.
Yeah. In my back. I think it's my back. I'm not really flexible in my back. But anyway. Getting off topic. Anything else about this video besides the music? Because I want to talk about that last.
Gotcha.
Justin, with you.
Just commenting on like the choreography. They used a lot of repetition in their movements. They kind of came back to 3 or 4 of the same movements within the piece, and I thought that was pretty effective in like kind of revisiting certain parts, just to kind of have like not a theme to the set, but like a
sure
repetition in performances just kind of shows like kind of a full circle, almost a full circle type of methodology in creating the piece. It's like there are certain parts of the music that that you want to like highlight, so you do the same move for it so that people kind of notice it more
right.
That's kind of what I took.
Do you remember if those same moves were to the same kind of parts of the song, or was the song different at that point?
I think I needed to watch it a couple more times to be able to figure that out.
I was just wondering if you remember.
Yeah, a lot of it was the back bends.
Right.
Yeah, they're like sustained back bends. They would kind of like
Right.
isolate a part of their back and then they'd roll on the ground.
Right,
That's kind of one of the things that I saw them repeat.
Gotcha. Esther, how about you? Any last things about this video besides music?
Well, most especially, I did appreciate the use of space. They were really just using the entire floor. By all means, go ahead. Like, I love seeing that. But at the same time, I think I just noticed it was more, they were moving more to this. If you're facing them, they're moving more to the left, and it's their stage right. They move more often that way than the other way. Like they tend to recenter and then just keep moving.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So
that's true.
Those things I just catch, but like it's not a bad thing, but it's just something like maybe to consider in the future for like for anybody to like when you're moving on stage, just consider like those types of moving on the stage. Like what's if you're moving too heavy on one side than the other, maybe could be, I don't know, just something to think about.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it could also just be like the abstract part of their choreography and everything. Just kind of called for like, I feel like my definition of abstract is like unbalanced.
Yeah,
So like maybe that's what they were kind of going
that's true.
with.
You can also kind of think of it as like the gumball starts in one place and ends up another.
And you know all about this gumball.
The gumball machine, man. It was it played an important part of my early life.
I think we need gumballs
So
after this.
whenever you saw a machine, that's probably neither here nor there.
If I could get a quarter from my mom,
Oh yeah,
it's different. And then whether or not I like the gumball. Well, first you can see the color, like, no, I didn't want that color. And you have like 10 seconds to process that.
Or just leave it there. But then there's like one kid that doesn't care. They get to the gumball machine, it's just there.
Yeah.
They're just like, "Ooh,
Yep.
free gumball."
That's true.
that was me.
I always checked.
So there was another comment on the video. When we were suggested to kind of do the reaction videos to all of Kaycee's like video, younger ones. Oh, not younger ones. She is young, but videos, choreography videos. There was another comment left saying, she's still young, and we mentioned it. She's still young, trying to find her place, find her, fall into her own style. I still wanted to do this video, even though she's young, because it's really nice to kind of compare where she is now to what she was doing back then. Two different styles that we're aware of, at least.
Completely different.
I mean, that we know or have seen, just because we've been seeing her do more urban choreo and less contemporary, but it's still comparing, like, the growth aspect is really nice, because the fact that she's this good at that young age,
yeah, for sure,
for 2 years ago at contemporary, like, the correlation's like crazy, because if she just got better from there, just think about how good she is. Unless she has been like slacking on training in contemporary to move into the urban choreo
That could happen.
field industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I asked Annie this last week about it was my opinion that when someone starts with one style of dance and they move into another, they tend to focus more on that last part, just because it's newer and it needs more training, obviously. But I'd like to think it's like riding a bike for her in terms of contemporary.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Like, a lot of that movement that she probably still has is committed to her muscle memory. Like, I haven't trained in contemporary in like years now. I can still turn, so it's kind of like that.
Prove it
Right now?
Yeah.
On camera?
on the table,
This is a different show now.
without knocking over any of our guests.
Nope, sorry, Zuko's going. He's getting kicked.
Not Zuko. Baby group, man. Dancing group.
Just smile like that. He looked at him, he just goes,
I'm waiting.
"Oh, no, I'm not doing that."
And to your point about like how a lot of it's just muscle memory, I think a lot of it shows in, especially what we saw in World of Dance. A lot of it shows in the pieces that Sean Liu choreographed for the both of them, because it's not straight up urban choreo. Like, it's definitely a little bit of contemporary infused, at least.
He definitely used like her strengths.
Especially her, exactly.
Her strengths,
Her flexibility, her lifts and
her
leaps.
strength.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it was kind of nice seeing the partnership between her and Bailey in this video, and then kind of comparing it to her and Sean now in that aspect, or that realm of dance. She's like a great partner to have.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
So versatile.
I like I said, future dance. I'm behind it now.
Think so?
Honestly, yeah.
At least that we were aware of.
Yeah. I think I really need to refamiliarize myself with the dance community.
No.
Just no. Okay.
Just what? So
just so that I can, if someone says something like that, I don't want to be the first. Like, I don't want to be skeptical. I want to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So I should do that research in order, and just not be.
That's why we talked about it last week.
Just should not choose to be ignorant, which is
That's why we talked about it last week.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, man.
Now we're here. A week later, I've changed my mind.
Yeah, that's how life goes, man.
It's always evolving.
New information brings, new opinions.
You're absolutely right.
Breaking news.
They're definitely part of the future of dance.
Yes, they are.
Are they
You know.
the future of dance?
We don't know
Probably
yet.
not.
We don't know.
They are part, I
Part
think.
of that
Unless they are end up being the
Yeah.
future of dance.
What if we're still doing the session like 40 years from now? We'll have we'll come back and be like, I think we were right. They're the future.
No, we're wrong.
Who are we talking about again?
How did I get here?
Eser, I thought you died.
He never left.
Who died?
What year
is it?
It's 2020.
Oh, well then.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
Okay, anyway.
All right, anyways.
Anything else about this video? Okay, so I wanted to talk about the music last because it kind of ties into our topic later. So let's talk about the music about this video. For me, again, it ties into the whole gumball machine aspect of it. Just clinking and clanking around, trying to get this gumball out of the machine. It definitely fits for what they were doing, or at least the choreo fits the song that was chosen. Very abstract piece. It doesn't have any like consistent rhythms really. If it does, it's not for long. So the choreo has to match that, and I think it does it really well just by being unreadable or what's the word I'm looking for? Unanticipatable.
Unpredictable.
No. Unanticipatable.
Damn it.
I'm writing it down.
I'm going to look that up later.
But yeah, unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Definitely has a feel. I had no idea. Even with contemporary, you kind of, after watching it so much and seeing, hundreds of pieces, you kind of, it's not almost easy, but like sometimes you can kind of predict where it's going to go or what move is going to happen next.
Yeah.
With this piece, like, not for me. Couldn't really guess where it was going. Like,
No clue
at all.
No clue.
Definitely helps because both of these dancers are very flexible and strong and can contort in different ways. So I had no idea where that was going.
No, I mean, just to jump off of that, like, I think that I agree with you. That's literally, literally it. I mean, their movements, I honestly don't know which came first. Whether or not, I mean,
typically the song comes
Yeah,
first.
usually.
Definitely the song. I think it's just that, like,
Maybe you're thinking the concept.
it's like maybe they just moved and then they made a song behind it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like that's what I was getting at. Like,
yeah, sure. Sometimes you come up with like a move or a couple of moves that you just want to put into a piece and then you find it. Yeah, I buy that.
But it definitely was to the music. And and the choreographer Tatopoulos, what's her first name?
Zoi
Tatopoulos. Like, she did a great job. Just like listening to this song and like coming up with the movements to put on it.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they were right side up, upside down, sideways, rolling on the ground, like it matched the music. So
that's right. What'd you think?
It was very well thought out, I believe. Also, the choreographer really paid attention to these subtleties in this selection of the song, because like there were definitely moments I was just like, where did that come from?
It's like there's no really rhythm to follow.
Like it didn't even have to be like a contemporary piece. If it was just anybody else that made a choreography too, I think just those subtleties were going to be brought out by, because I thought this song could fit a good majority of styles nowadays. You know, like just the way you present it. But this contemporary definitely was a good fit for it as well, I thought.
Sure.
It was just a different perspective, and being just dancers, we just have to adjust to how we interpret the song. Like the song dictates our movement. Yeah,
absolutely, for sure. Looking at it now at the actual video, I missed it, but the song title is actually Gumball.
Oh, it's actually Gumball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you hear the song, you hear Gumball, and then you want to choreograph to it,
this is what it looks like.
There you go. And like, I'm by it, man. Again, like, if I didn't know what the title was of the actual piece, like if they didn't put the title in the title in the description or wherever in this video at all, I probably wouldn't know what was going on other than the whole machine aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you would have thought more like Decepticons or
So, yeah, something.
Transformers, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Definitely machine related. But like, the minute I read Gumball, like, it's,
Yep, makes sense.
I now want some Gumballs.
Yeah, but I mean, jumping off of that, like, maybe that the juxtaposition of like the mechanical noises and the pseudo mechanical movements versus their like fluidic movements.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were trying to have that be like the focus, like
Sure.
that maybe these two girls are just like androids,
Oh,
Fair.
Okay.
something like that, like new humans, like the superhumans almost,
Gotcha.
like physically augmented, like Frieza, I guess would be the best way to or the
Alright.
androids.
All right then.
It's like, so they're human and then they're augmented to the point where they're superhuman, you know,
Yeah.
because of machinery or science and things like that.
It could also be that they stepped in a whole bunch of Gumballs, and now they're like really
They're
trying
trying
to elasticize their way out of this. Or what if they were Gumballs and they're slowly being chewed on and like getting more elastic at the second?
So the way that they end, just the abrupt ending, is when the gumball
free.
gets spit out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
spat
free.
out and they're free. Gosh, now I'm just imagining they're in a ball pit of gumballs, just trying to get through.
I feel bad for the
welcome.
people watching this right now. It's just like
Or
these-
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, but
Oh, we're on Spotify now.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to mention this. All right. So that does it for this video. Let's go into the topic, which is what we were just talking about pretty much. How does the type or style of music affect the performance or the choreography or the dance in general? And you can be apply this to, all styles of dance, whether it's freestyle, urban choreo, contemporary, whatever, all styles. Eser, what do you think?
yeah, like I said earlier, I think us choosing our song or listening to a song that we're instructed to dance to, or the one we choose to dance to or dance with. Sorry. Sorry.
Easy.
Yeah.
Dance with.
Dance with.
Ah.
Correct me. Dance with.
Dance length.
Width. Dance height.
Dance with.
You just get the whole volume of that thing.
We are nerds. Go ahead, Eser. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like, because once we start listening to it, we embody it, and like we really study the song, and like it just gives us that response.
Yeah.
Like our body responds the way it wants to, like just to match what we think that it intends to display or exhibit. But at the same time, there are artists who do want to break away from the carbon copy of what people think it should be, But yeah, that's my thinking. Like it's such a great influence on artists, on the creatives,
Yeah. I think it has a lot to, like the music in general. I mean, you two being, the musicians that you are or were and everything. Major keys, minor keys. Like those major keys generally dictate more of like a happier tone in the music, things like that. Something a little bit more upbeat, not upbeat, but of a more like joyful, expression. Whereas, with minor, when you're in your minor keys, it's a little bit more somber. Looking at something that seems a little bit darker. Yeah, just I feel like those music in general, being as mathematical as it is, like it really, it really has a serious effect on how how we move or how we interpret the music. Like it's just, if something is being played in a major key, I'm not gonna just smile through it.
Yeah.
Like it's, I could be feeling, kind of just like kind of weighted because of it.
Just sigh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tough crowd.
No, I feel you definitely.
Yeah.
And then when you start to combine and play both of those same times, then you get dissonance, and then
Yeah.
it just
See, this is
something
why I like you guys being like the musicians that you are. Like those are things that I don't really understand like dissonance and everything. Like, could you explain that?
Yeah, dissonance is when it's like the opposite of harmony.
Okay.
You know how harmony kind of like if it just sounds right and it feels, I don't know, right, I guess you could say. Those are the keys and frequencies that resonate with each other, and they're just, I want to say harmonious, but I can't say it.
Yeah.
They kind of they fit
So they
with each other, and they kind of complement each other. Dissonance is when two frequencies are like they don't resonate with each other at all, so it creates a lot of beats in between. It's like being out of tune, kind of makes you makes you want to cringe a little. But this is like times 10, pretty much, dissonance. So it kind of composers use it to kind of bring out an emotion of like of distraughtness or like chaos within the song.
Think scary movies.
Right.
Oh, true. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, yeah.
I don't like to think about scary movies, but
so like, you know, you have visual dissonance is when like two things, like two different styles, like crumping and I don't know, like locking or something, just trying to go at the same time.
Yeah.
Doesn't look right?
That's an interesting battle situation I've been in too.
or even like dancing. I guess kind of goes with the topic, like dancing, not with the song. Like the song, say the song is like a happy-go-lucky song, and the choreography is something that's very slow and melodramatic. Does not fit dissonance visually. So that's I think that's why I kind of came up with this topic or that got in codes with this video that we reviewed, because like there are some occasions where you kind of see a performance and you hear a song and what you're seeing kind of just does not fit with the song. We saw it a few times in World of Dance.
Yes, we have.
Season 2. It's like that. Like, were they even listening? What were they going for here? It's kind of hard to understand. Because sometimes, yeah, the visual dissonance does work. Like, what you're hearing and what you're seeing just doesn't fit, but for some reason it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It kind of, like, brings out a different emotion, like the chaos behind the whole thing. But then there's sometimes, and more often than not, where it doesn't work, and it just looks like it doesn't fit. Like, you shouldn't have been doing this. But then there are these dancers and choreographers who just completely understand the song and are just good interpreters of the song. Charity and Andres for a couple, or Ashley and Zach, they know how to interpret the song really well too.
I love them so much.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so that was probably where I was going with this. This topic. And then like a lot of times where I see a lot of teams perform to like disco or funk songs, but they're still dancing their isolated movements. It's like boom, ba, ba, boom, boom.
Not that I don't appreciate that effort.
Sure, you can appreciate all effort. For the effort that you put in. Well, okay, no, there are some people that
there
are
are some
like not putting in
there
any
are
effort.
definitely sometimes the effort is just not there.
But then like it just does not fit. Like these are funk. It makes you want to move your entire body.
Yeah.
As one, at least,
Yeah.
you know,
it starts from here,
or even disco, like the way they were dancing.
From here,
they weren't dancing like this on like Soul Train, and I get that, you know, with today or with dance in general, or you know, being artists in general, you got to interpret it your own way. I don't know. It's just
there's a spirit behind the music that's being played, and it generates a different kind of spirit, you know.
And it brings about that personality of the individual who's dancing too.
Yeah. Like when I hear funk or soul and everything, I feel so much more lighthearted. Like I feel like we're at a party, like a celebration for something.
Yeah.
When I hear like 90s hip hop, something like that, I feel more grounded. Like kind of just more like it's more internal. Like I just want to just like bounce with it, bounce.
Bounce, bounce,
Interesting.
bounce, 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 bounce.
I get what you're saying. I think that if I see ISOs to something that shouldn't be ISO'd, or I just get upset because I'm like, why are we there?
Why are we doing this right now? Yeah, I was gonna mention something else. You know where I got that from?
Yeah.
What?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, okay. think it was when he was Pickle Rick.
Yep. He was waiting.
Yeah.
He was waiting for
Yeah,
something to happen.
He was.
All right,
How do I get myself out of this?
Pickle.
Nice.
I missed that show.
Apologies to everyone watching and listening.
This episode's just gone off the rails.
Yeah. Woo. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. I'm sure it had to do something with music.
Resonance.
No.
Cool.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Must not have been that important then.
I guess not. But I feel like it was. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else about this topic that you guys want to talk about?
Any thoughts from the flautist?
Any thoughts from this flautist? Former flautist?
Flautist.
I don't. Well,
I remember now. Go ahead.
Well, usually, if you want to put it in that terms, because I did used to play the flute, we did carry the melody, and
all the time.
all the time,
Jerks.
it's hard. It's very hard to carry that, that
It was
melody.
fun though.
But
I don't know.
for example, for the Gumball video, yeah, it had melodic quality, but at the same time it didn't. Like, it was mostly, I don't know, for me, when I was watching and listening to the video, it was a lot of sounds, but very well put sounds.
There wasn't. It was like
Yeah.
there was like almost there was. It's chaotic, but it was almost like
Yes.
purposeful chaos. Chaos. Okay.
So I do watch out for that as well, and it works. I'm not saying that all songs without a type of melody is not good. It's just different. It's like a nice perspective on how to interpret different noises and rhythms, you know. Like if you listen to some drums, you know, like in the background, like they're creating their own type of melody, or like I love listening to saxophones.
Can't
Do
sleep.
Right, Russ?
Do it. It's a good one.
Fellow woodwind instrument, yes.
Sorry, I played the trombone.
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Not very long, did you?
No. 6th grade.
Oh,
My parents made me give it up because it was getting annoying.
really?
serious?
I would practice. I got really good in my first year,
Okay.
and they just couldn't stand it anymore. So they were like, "Could you not anymore?" I was like,
I guess I
I
had no
guess.
choice.
yeah, I know.
"You're the one paying for this."
Yeah.
I was going to compare, like dancing a certain way to a song that kind of doesn't fit to like painting.
Ooh.
Like if you used a paintbrush to do graffiti art,
Okay.
like you can make it work, but it just doesn't give the same kind of feel.
That's a good.
You know what I mean?
That's a really
Alright.
good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interpretation.
Or even like, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Anyway,
It's like a roundabout way of getting to the same.
hey, they all start in the same place, they end up in the same place,
Mm-hmm.
but getting there kind of feels off.
I see. Gotcha.
You know, again, like the whole spirit of graffiti art, like tagging,
Yeah.
like it's that edginess, that street vibe.
Yeah.
But
It's
then
like
you use a paintbrush and it's so fine tuned or
True.
fine combed and everything.
it's like eating spaghetti with a spoon.
You've never done that?
Just a spoon.
Oh, because I was just saying,
I mean,
Just a spoon.
Just a spoon, not with spoon and fork, but just a spoon.
we should have a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
Nice and short one.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else that with this topic that you guys want to talk about, and when it comes down to it, it's important to kind of understand the song.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason you picked it.
Yeah.
Like there's a driving force behind you picking that song, and it should match what that song's giving.
But then at the same time, like if someone picks a song, it related to them in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like say they pick like a soul James Brown song, but you know, and it spoke to them or made them move a certain way. It may not have been locking because they know how to do it at all.
Yeah.
Like it could have been like urban choreo and with ISOs and whatnot. They
Okay.
found a way. It may fit. In fact, it may be nice, but for something about it kind of seems off.
Mm-hmm.
Would seem off, at least to me. You know, coming from locker, I'm sure same for you, Eser,
Yeah.
and maybe even you, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't. There's no harm, no foul to like
Yeah.
people dancing their different ways and
Mhm.
interpreting their the song in their particular way, because everyone's entitled to it. And, you know, again, it creates or it drives more creativity.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really important to understand what the song is giving you at the same time.
Yeah.
Because, like, say someone does do that and, you know, does a lot of ISOs within that song, they're ignoring a lot of parts of the song that are just driving the song in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of give and take. More often than not, you're just kind of taking and ignoring, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's hard. If you're isolating, I mean, you're really only focusing on like one or two parts of the music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that totally makes sense. I mean, like you said, it could work. Like if they were to isolate on like the bass guitar, that might work.
Or like change it up throughout the song and hit all parts of it. You know, more often than not, they don't.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Anyway, any last words from you, Eser?
I'm good.
Perfect.
That's it.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming back.
Yeah.
This is a good short week. We're all wearing black for some reason.
Yeah. I feel like I'll be wearing it next week.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Well, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Justin, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, mostly Instagram, at Wonderfell88.
It's one now.
Awesome.
I haven't done this in a while. You ready?
Sir, where can people find you?
Nowhere.
All right.
I'm just kidding. All right. Just kidding. You guys can find me on Instagram at ValCirca and on Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's single, ladies.
Waiting for that one.
Man, you've been out studying. You deserve a break.
Like, wow. And as always, I'm Russ Santos, aka Lock and Robin. You can find me at Lock and Robin on Instagram, Twitter, mostly on Instagram, and then Facebook if you want to try and find me. I'm sure you can. So thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to tune in, watch all our other stuff at dancefam.tv. Like us and subscribe to us in all those random places like YouTube and Instagram. At dancefamtv, hashtag the session. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
For those listening on podcasts, whether or not you're listening on Spotify, you can now find us on Spotify.
Hi-yo.
Spotify.
And if you're watching on YouTube and you've been, looking at us a lot lately, but you want to take us on the go, we are on Spotify. So
you're sick of our faces.
Yeah, it's easier to just give us a listen. So make sure you check that out.
We're in your pockets now.
We've always been there, just not Spotify. We were on iTunes, literally every other podcast
I know.
app. But anyway, Spotify. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Peace. We'll see you next week.
Take care.